I feel that daily, you know, it's those little things that just drag you down and pull you down. And things we were talking about, you know, the pride and the media and immorality and just all these things going on in the world.
When I got home from my mission, I needed to save money for school, so I started working about 60 hours a week.
There was a time in my life when I was suffering from deep depression.
I have a cousin that went through some really hard times when he first went to college, and I think it was because he wasn't a part of an institute program or any close-knit group.
Parents, encourage, even insist that your students register for seminary and institute. Presidents, bishops, youth leaders, you are responsible to encourage every youngster without exception to enroll. Few things you do will benefit them quite as much.
And just being in the institute and being in the environment, it's enabled me, I guess, to refocus on the things that really matter.
It was a great comfort to go there because I felt that I was spiritually starved, and going there, it just fed my soul.
Since I came to Institute, my life just turned around, and that dark time that I had had disappeared, and the Spirit came back.
He started thriving on the gospel. He started reading his scriptures passionately. There was a fire that lit, and a year later he was able to serve a mission.
For me, it's hard to balance my life. I have, 16 credit hours. I'm on a competing dance team, and I work 2 jobs. And my first thought this semester was, I don't have time to go to Institute. I have too many other priorities. But then as I, pushed myself and I got involved, my thought now is I can't afford not to be involved in Institute.
Please take advantage of the special opportunity, which is now widely available to young single adults to participate in the Institute program. Since all truths are not of equal importance, the most essential knowledge for you to obtain is the saving knowledge of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Studying and applying the gospel is the highest form of continuing education.
Once in a while I'll be studying for finals or whatever, and even if my time is limited, I notice that just by coming to the Institute and spending an hour here, I'm able to catch the vision of what the real purpose is and why I'm really here.
Everyone on the outside of the church, they don't have the same standards that the church has. So you have to constantly continue to stand firm.
Our lesson just happened to be on families that day, and we discussed 3rd Nephi, all about how to be celestial families, and the scriptures just brought me closer to my family.
I was able to serve a full-time mission, and in returning home, I had a difficult time adjusting and kind of felt a spiritual discharge. And when I got involved with the Institute, the scriptures came alive again for me, and I felt a great peace. And when I would go to work, even those that I worked around noticed a difference in me.
There is probably no time in a person's life where more important decisions are made than during the first of the young adult years.
I just feel like this is a very crucial time in our life where we're going to be making a lot of decisions, like who our eternal companion is going to be, whether we are going to go on a mission or not, what our major is going to be, what we're going to do for the rest of our lives.
My mission president told me something interesting. He said 5 years down the road, if you have to look back on your mission for spiritual experiences, then something's wrong, because we need to be having those spiritual experiences weekly. And Institute really helps me focus on that.
When I finally got approached about going into Institute, and I thought, oh, that's not me at all, and I go to church every week and that's enough. It took actually taking the step and going to Institute and realizing that none of those people were perfect, and that all of them came from really the same place I did. And even though we all had different backgrounds, we were all still struggling in the gospel together.
The Institutes of Religion offer social and service opportunities which will help all of you young adults, 18 to 30, associate in a positive climate with others who share the same values as you do.
It can be hard. We have difficulties and challenges that we face that are different. At Institute, we're all here for the same reason, and we all realize that we are children of God, and we have differences, and we value each other's differences.
When you get together with people with the scriptures, you learn a lot more and you build better friendships than you could ever build anywhere else. You build it on the gospel.
Through the Institutes of Religion and through the ward and stake sponsored activities, young adults can meet one another, forge lasting friendships, and establish eternal relationships as husbands and wives.
Well, we know a lot of couples just like us. Everybody is busy, but one of the reasons I like taking Institute with my husband is it gives me a chance to see him every week. I know there's a certain time when I'm going to get to see him and talk to him.
And be able to set traditions, reading the scriptures every day and making sure we get that done, having prayers with one another.
By having a strong relationship with each other has really, the value is just, it's incomprehensible.
And a strong relationship with each other as well as your Savior, because we found from the very beginning that marriage only works when you have a partnership 3 ways between each other as well as the Lord.
Without guidance, your student may choose another elective instead of seminary or another course instead of an institute class. That would surely be a mistake. It would be like adding one more brick to the house of knowledge when there's little mortar to hold it all together.
I have a great bishop that is very in tune with the Spirit, and as I sat in his office in an interview, he asked me if there was anything that was wrong, and I told him that there wasn't, and he looked at me and asked me if I was involved with the Institute, and I told him no, and he says, that's what's wrong.
We hope that all for whom these programs are available will take advantage of them. Knowledge of the gospel will be increased, faith will be strengthened, and you will enjoy wonderful associations and friendships with those of your own kind.